Minutes past 9 o'clock. Welcome back to the program. It is Thursday, 4th day of December, and I can't believe it's been 13 weeks, Jason, since Sheree Clark has been running you through your paces with Fork in the Road.
I tell you what, I've learned a ton from her, lost a ton of weight, and I'm gonna keep going with it. Thanksgiving was a little bump, but you know, you got to have fun. You got to live a little bit.
But more importantly, you felt better.
That, I tell you, has been the biggest thing, is how much more energy I have when I eat right. And it's very important on this shift because we get up so early, and you have to have that energy. Otherwise, you're sitting here and you're boring and no one wants to watch you.
Well, but you're, instead of relying on caffeine or sugar or things you would naturally
methamphetamines, cocaine,
to stimulate you, you're doing it in a healthy way. But it's also important to know how to do that when you go out to eat. That's
a big problem. Obviously, you go out to eat. There's a lot of things you shouldn't have. Even if you eat healthy, the portion sizes at restaurants are huge. So, recently took a trip with Sheree to Malo to kind of learn how to dodge some of those landmines when you head out to the restaurant.
Eating at home and eating healthfully isn't that much of a challenge. Sometimes we face a big problem, though, when we go out to eat and we meet friends. Joining me here today is Jason, and we're going to be having lunch here at a local restaurant, and we're going to have a good time.
We are going to have a good time, but this is a trouble spot for me. This is where the problems happen because it's easy to fall into traps and to have portions that are too big at a restaurant.
It is indeed, and you know what? The first thing that we do before we even decide what to order, the beginning of our journey is actually in deciding what restaurant.
Okay.
So I picked the restaurant today for a couple of reasons.
Okay.
One, it's local.
Right.
Two, it's ethnic. So I know there's going to be some fresh ingredients and some options. And the third thing is that I take into consideration when I'm thinking of restaurants is the level of service. And I know they have good quality professional servers here that can give us good advice and help us stay on track.
Now, we're not necessarily limited to what we see, right? And that's one of the advantages of having a restaurant with good service and more options to choose from.
Bingo, you got it. Yep. So let's begin by looking at the menu, taking a look and see what some of the options are. Now, when you look at the menu, you'll see that there are some things on here that are already in categories: appetizers, tacos, there's salads. Remember to look on the back because there's also a category called a la carte.
Okay.
That's a little bonus tip too, because sometimes you can order several a la carte things and it almost becomes like tapas, so you can have kind of a smorgasbord.
Because I feel like when I walk in and I'm trying to be good, I'm limited to the salad.
And you don't have to be.
And that's fine, but you don't always want to eat salad.
Exactly. So what I do is I'll take a look at what's on the menu, and I will go through and read the different the descriptions of the different entrees. Okay. So even something that I know I'm not going to order, like for example, I'm not going to order the cod, but I'll read the description and look, I picked the right thing because I see that I have the beer battered cod. It comes on a bed of shredded cabbage, so I know that if I want shredded cabbage as an option or as part of what I do,
it's here.
It's here. Okay. Exactly.
Obviously, you probably want to avoid sandwiches because of the carbohydrates. And the tacos and enchiladas in this case are tough because there's a shell there. Is that always the case?
Well, looky here. Because we picked this restaurant, if you look under your choice, see tacos, house flour tortillas. You're right. There's carbs and there's gluten. House corn tortillas, and the third choice is
a lettuce shell.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So they've already done some of the thinking for us, which is another reason, again, think local, think healthy, friendly restaurants. So there's your option and there's an answer. Okay. You can do that with anything.
So you're not just limited to salads?
You're not at all limited to salads.
Okay. We've never really talked about alcohol. What are some things to look at and some things to avoid?
Well, remember that there's a calorie content to anything that you drink that's alcoholic. And the other thing for me, I personally like wine because it seems to have the least amount of toxins. A lot of times it's available in organic option. There's a lot of different varieties to try to taste, and it's something that I drink slow. I don't pound wine.
Okay, Allie, I think I'll have the beef barbacoa taco, the lettuce shell, and I think I'm going to do a side of black beans.
Black beans.
And I think I'll stick with water.
Great. And for you? And I'm going to ask, would it be okay if we ask the chef to create something for me? I'd like a salad, and I would like it to be vegetarian or preferably vegan, but I'll fudge a little on that.
Okay.
And no dressing, or put the dressing on the side. Okay. So just create something that I'm not seeing any of the salads on the menu that speak to me.
Okay.
Something with a lot of vegetables. You notice we have chips.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. A lot of times in restaurants, they're going to start you off with bread or with chips, and they're wonderful, but it's trouble.
Right.
Calorie-wise.
Especially for me, what's trouble is once I start, I can't stop.
no.
So, and it's not that the salsa's bad, it's that the chips are not the best idea. So a lot of times what I'll do is ask for a side of crudité. And they may upcharge me $1, but to me it's worth it.
Okay.
So if that were something I were going to do, and I'm going to skip it today because I'm having a big salad, but if we wanted to do that, we could do, that's an option.
If I order something that's appropriate, I'll keep the salsa around and put it, mix it in with a taco, burrito, enchilada, whatever.
Yep,
'Cause a lot of times the salsa's, it's good for you and it tastes good.
And you raise a good point too. The salsa is a condiment, and I ordered my dressing for my salad on the side. There's another thing that I can do. In my purse, I sometimes will carry a salad dressing that I've made at home. If I'm going to go to a restaurant that I don't think is going to have a good option for salad dressing, I'll just bring my own. This is a handy little container. It's got a flip top lid. It stays closed and secure in my purse, and I can just casually bring it out, put it on the salad, slip it back in my purse, and I've done a good deed.
your
That
salad.
looks wonderful. Oh, it looks fabulous. I'm
look good.
thrilled. Yeah. So you can see it's really not that big of a challenge. If you come in and you have an open mind and you think and you enlist the help of the server, it's all good.
I had no idea that you could customize orders so much, and I imagine it depends on the restaurant, but that's a good option to have.
Exactly.
Thank you, Sheree.
All
Good
right,
stuff
now,
at Malo, by the way.
Oh, they're
Good food.
delicious.
Yeah.
excellent. Now, Sheree's going to be back here next week, but don't forget her program is on Sunday, 11 o'clock, right here on
Yes.
KCWY. This week's theme of the show is unusual ingredients. Where to find them? How do you